Your presence on earth at this time is not fortuitous, accidental, or just plain chance. June 18, 2014. You are in the final phases of your awakening process. As all the channels keep telling you, your awakening is imminent. Let your deep inner faith shine through and intensify your will to wake up. God wants it to happen, here in the spiritual realm, so do we, and so most certainly do all of you, and, as we keep telling you, it is inevitable, unavoidable, and divinely decreed. Some of you are having difficulty keeping your light clear and undimmed as you get caught up in compassionate anxiety, even fear, for all who are presently suffering grievously in the many zones of conflict and abject poverty around the world. That is why you must keep your light burning brightly. It is the brightness of your collective light that is bringing in the essential changes in attitudes and behaviors that will dissolve within all that is in any way unloving. Your presence on earth at this time is not fortuitous, accidental, or just plain chance. It is as a direct result of your holy will aligning with God's, to bring your light to every corner of earth, to scatter and dispel the dark that has been occluding the light for so long. Look to the alternate and independent media channels to find reports of the increasing brightness of the light among humanity that is spreading, inspiring, and uplifting those who had nearly lost hope. The light of God's eternal and infinite love for you all can no longer be dimmed or hidden. There just is not enough darkness available, and what remains is shrinking daily. This is an issue on which the mainstream media constantly misleads you, as it focuses always on doom and gloom. Engage daily with your own extremely powerful light, and look for and see the same light shining in others, regardless of any egoic masks they may be still using to shield themselves from the light of love that envelops them and all of humanity. There is no possibility of escape from it, and all are in the process of learning this as they see that all that the dark would keep hidden is being bathed in the brilliance of its ever-present illumination. The dark has nowhere to hide as the light bursts through every chink, crack, and cleft in the fortress it is fruitlessly attempting to repair and rebuild as it crumbles irretrievably away. So, to repeat, you are all eternal and invincible beings of light. You always have been and you always will be, because that is how you were created, to live in eternal joy as inseparable aspects of the oneness that is all that is, God, the source of all that now exists and will forever exist. Acknowledge the light within you. It is eternally present there, awaiting your acknowledgement and acceptance through your individual free will choice. When you chose to engage in the game of separation, you chose to veil your light to make the game seem more enthralling, more real. When you choose once more to acknowledge your brilliant inner light, your personal sense of worth, of value, of your right to exist will be enormously enhanced, and you will begin to recognize yourselves once more as you truly are, namely inseparable and infinitely loved aspects of God, fully entitled by Him to an eternal and joy-filled life. All your earthly cultures and religions have been fabricated by those who chose to be members of an elite among you, so that they could establish a hierarchy that would answer to them, and which they could then use to control you by convincing you that you were valueless and inadequate beings whose duty was to serve them. And you still have those controlled hierarchies established by the elite, the police, the military, the politicians, the religions, the corporations, where people are still trained to walk on or intimidate those below them in the hierarchy in order to obtain their unquestioning obedience, and at the same time, to fawn admiringly on those above them, but their days are numbered. By acknowledging your light, and by allowing it to shine forth through you, as you behave and intend to behave lovingly at all times and in every situation, it will dispel the darkness in which you have been enveloped for eons. Enlightenment, your awakening, will not be prevented, because it is impossible to make the unreal real, let alone have it last interminably, to hide from you your true nature. The nightmare is now ending, as always divinely intended, because you have at last chosen to release yourselves from it and once more experience your true and divine nature in eternal bliss with God. Make a point of acknowledging the light in everyone with whom you interact in any way at all, by being open, trusting, accepting, compassionate, and, of course, loving. This does not mean telling people this, or proselytizing. It just means that you quietly and determinedly be yourself, your true divine and loving self, and allowed the intense energy of that state to flow freely through you and out into your immediate environment. As you become more accustomed to living like this, your immediate environment will expand and so will the effect you have upon it. This is how the dark is being dispelled, and it is all of you who are dispelling it. Light is all that exists. The dark is illusory, conceived of, and then envisaged into being to add interest, fear, excitement, and an apparent reality to the illusion that you built to experience the thrill of separation from God, whom you momentarily thought was unnecessary, a being superior to you from whom you wanted to free yourselves. Of course it could not work because there is only the one, and because of his eternal love for you, and because he sees your pain and suffering, he constantly calls lovingly to you to assist in your inevitable awakening. Listen to his call to you, that quiet inner voice that reminds you that life should be a far more exhilarating and enjoyable experience than the one you are currently undergoing. Respond enthusiastically to it, then feel his constant love for you, and intend to share it indiscriminately with all of humankind, regardless of any evil it appears to you that any one of them or any group of them may have caused or still be instigating, for this simple reason: you are all eternally one in God. Your loving brother, Jesus. Channeled by John Smallman. johnsmallman2.wordpress.com